Will you all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? Next order of business is statements from the public. Our first speaker is Vic Leviathan.
Well, this is a wonderful, wonderful evening. Raining stopped, I think. And I'm looking around. I wish we'd had a bigger show, but the rain will stop, and we're off for another new year. I am excited and also somewhat sad that Konstantin Andreadis is not with us now, but he was with us when we started the 45th year of WISE this past year. And I won't ever forget that day when the program was launched. And I'm looking around the room, and before we started the normal administrative parts of the process, I wanted to kick myself all over the place for not having it videoed. And I'm not going to do it in any kind of order, but I'm looking around the room. We had a good 15, 20 minutes of congratulations for the 45 years of WISE, the close to 5,000 years of graduates. We've had lots and lots of alumni meeting us over the last couple of years. And WISE helped to do that, and I think that's wonderful. And I will begin with the president of our school board stood up, and as a task force member and as a father and a parent of a WISE graduate, he spoke very nicely about it. And then Tahira spoke wonderfully about the program and how lucky the kids were to be able to do the kinds of things that WISE kids have done. And then Dr. Valente spoke very, very wonderfully about how he was almost amazed, and I paraphrase your comments, that kids could do such important adult things. And the guy who's doing the DVD right now was in 1979 a WISE graduate as well. So he was video, but he wasn't there at the time when they were speaking, right? So I'm still kicking myself because, and I haven't finished yet. So all of them spoke very wonderfully, and Matt, whom we discovered together each other when we walked down the hall about 3-4 years ago, and he said to me, you know, I think I played on the soccer team when you were coach here. We played against New Rochelle. Remember that, Matt? Yeah, yeah. It was a wonderful thing. So all of these folks, did I miss anybody who spoke? Yeah, there were a few other people. There was Todd Mensch who spoke about it, right, Matt? Whom am I leaving out? Konstantin spoke. I mean, it was a wonderful loving. And I'm thrilled that we now have some WISE coordinators and going into the next 45 years of WISE and passing the baton over the next couple of years to make the program stronger and more adjusted to the young people with whom we have all worked so long. And I'm looking at the people on the board whose children did wonderful WISE projects, and congratulations. And we'll work with you very, very hard after the.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Leviathan.
Was this the quickest time ever?
It's the quickest, 4 minutes. That was it. Good. Our next speaker is Rita Jones.
Good evening. First of all, I'd like to say it was a great eclipse celebration. I saw so many people from all over Westchester County who came and enjoyed it. And I want to thank our publicist for giving me her glasses. Okay, I have a question on, let's see, I think it's page, you have a master scheduler, I think it's page 4, subject 2. Is this a full-time job that will be going on throughout the year? And tell me how that works. Let's see. And then you have a page with the, I think it's page 10, for the Community Engagement Committee. And your first sentence states, deliver clear, concise, and timely information to parents, students, employees, and the community. I'm not sure why is that committee giving clear and concise information to the employees. I would think that would come from within. I can't see where an engagement committee would be giving employees information. So I'd like to get a clear picture of that. And for the board goals, you have, that's page 10, or I don't know how you have it, but focus area 11, expand stakeholder engagement. I think you want the community to be involved and supportive of plans you make in the school. I think it's a reciprocal world, and I think we all have to be engaged in helping one another and seeing what is in front of us. A perfect example of that is you've put new parking up at the administration building. And my question, and I spoke to Dr. Chase already, my question to everyone is, whoever thought this out, didn't they think enough to put some extra parking spaces for the community, the taxpayers? We have never, I don't care about the parking further down for visitors. There's no reason why at least 3 spaces couldn't have been put up at the mansion for people coming. I've lived here for many, many years, longer than most people on the board, or most people in the administration and in the school. And what I'm trying to say is, if you want the community to be welcoming and kind, you have to be kind also. Whoever decided to put those parking spaces in, it probably was a good idea, but there's no reason why visitors can't have some parking further up nearer the building. I myself will not walk up if I'm coming to the administration building. What you're saying to me is, we don't want you there. So if I'm coming there, I'm not parking in the visitor's lot and walking up that hill. No, you have 2 for handicapped people. We all don't have handicap stickers. But I think whoever did this, who decided on it, it was thoughtless. And I know that you could have put at least 3 additional parking spaces for the community or any visitors coming to the mansion. We have always had parking up at the mansion. So I'd like an answer to that, and also why the Community Engagement Committee has to give employees information. Okay, that's it.
All right, Dr. Chase, would you like to respond?
Good evening. How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
Good. In terms of, to make sure that everyone has an understanding of what focus area number 2 happens to be for our board, there's a focus on expanding stakeholder engagement, meaning very similar to what we did today with our Dad's Take Your Child to School Day, getting our community engaged, getting them into the schools. We look forward to continuing to work with our community, be it at the mansion, at the various schools, in the community, at the community center, in their house of worship, no matter where it is, but the school district continuing the positive partnership with the community is really the thinking behind focus area number 2 that reads, expand stakeholder engagement. I'd like to congratulate everybody in this school district, including the school board, for the work that we've done thus far in engaging the community. I think we've done one heck of a job. It was evident today. It was evident on the first day of school. New parents are excited. Parents who have been here are excited. Most community members are excited as well and can't wait to continue to partner and work with our school district. So the thought behind that is to continue the partnership in working with our community. In terms of the parking, since I've arrived in the school district, in fact, when I interviewed here, I had to park in the parking lot below because it read visitors parking lot, Mr. Leviathan. It's always has read that. That has not changed. So there is visitor parking at our mansion, and those who visit our mansion are always welcome to the mansion. No one is ever made to feel like the mansion is not a welcoming environment, because it sure is. Mr. Woods greet all of our guests who come up the steps. Any of the administrators or staff members who are there are always welcoming, so I don't want anyone in the community who's watching this to have the belief that the mansion is not a welcoming environment, because it is. So is my office. People stop by to see me all the time, completely unannounced. I'm in the middle of meetings, I'm in the middle of doing something, and if I'm available, I welcome them to my office. So we are a welcoming school district, and I'm going to go as far as saying even when you go into the schools, parents will come unannounced. The principals will stop what they're doing to welcome people into our schools. So we are a very welcoming school district. To your other point, why would employees receive information from the community?
No, you didn't answer the question why some parking spaces were not left up, carved out. The same way you made extra ones for employees, why weren't some made for visitors closer to the mansion?
Mrs. Jones, as I indicated at the beginning of my response to you, we've always had visitor parking. We have not changed the visitor parking. There was never any designated community parking at the top of the mansion. We have not altered that at all.
We've always parked up there.
Please allow me to finish.
We've always parked up there.
We have created additional parking spaces for our employees, because oftentimes our employees will leave for lunch and they come back and they're required to come back by a certain time, and many times they cannot find a place to park because if we have meetings at the mansion, there's no parking. I'll give you a case in point. Today we had a breakfast for our dads. Some of our dads actually turned back around because there was no parking available. So that happens. We have expanded our employee pool at the mansion. We do have ECP teachers there as well who also have parking because they have to be at class at a certain time. And so we made provisions to make sure that everyone has a parking spot, and we still have a designated area for visiting parking. So if you require special parking, there's also special parking at the top of the mansion. We've never had any concerns with that. So I apologize if you come and there's no parking. Chances are there's a meeting in the boardroom where those visitor parking spots are occupied. We are limited in space, but I think that you always find creative places to park, and I think you sort of indicated that in your remarks already, that you find places to park. Moving on to your next point, why would the committee speak to employees? Well, I want to go back to the engagement. We have employees who are also community members. We also have employees who participate in the community engagement. So the liaison for the community engagement is speaking to all members of the committee, whether those members are parents, whether those members are stakeholders, whether those members are employees. They're not giving employees directives, so it should not be interpreted that way. Directives to our employees come from those who are in supervisory positions, not the community engagement. It's basically a form of providing information, and if employees happen to be there, they will receive information as well. You asked about a master scheduler at R.J. Bailey Elementary School, if I'm not mistaken.
I just said master schedule. I didn't realize it was R.J. Bailey, but it doesn't matter.
Okay, so we have been doing a real fairly decent job at the school district in terms of starting our master scheduling early in preparation for the next year. And even though we have started a new year, we are starting a new year while preparing for the 2018-2019 school year. And so that is why that position is there. I believe, let's see, did you have another question about, did I answer your questions?
You did somewhat. You did.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. The next item on our agenda is the superintendent's report.
And here I go again. Okay. All right, good evening, community, and those who are at home watching and those who came out. Welcome to the 2017-2018 school year. We definitely hit the ground running from September 5th, and we're very proud of a very successful opening of our school. We are opening our school with some fantastic new enhancements. I'll just speak about a few, and then I'll offer you some announcements with other initiatives in our school district. We're very, very pleased this year to launch our new World Languages program, where our students will have an opportunity to learn Mandarin Chinese. Our students will also have a succinct pathway to also the Spanish language, and we're really excited about that. Mandarin Chinese will be an offering from Lee F. Jackson all the way through high school so that there is a true continuum. In addition, we're also excited that we finally received confirmation for our IB candidacy, and so we're truly excited that our application was accepted, and now we are in the candidacy phase, and here's what that means. There's some work that we have to do in order to become a true authorized IB school district. So this is the first step. The candidacy is to make sure that you set up the parameters for a true IB, and through several assessments for the next couple of years, we hope to receive full authorization. So we have jumped through the first hurdle successfully, and we're looking forward to continuing in that structure. I want to give congratulations to our public relations consultant, Ms. Evelyn McCormick, who just so happens to be here. She will receive an award for Communicator of the Year, and we're really happy about that. Congratulations. And we also understand that our school district, as part of our communications initiative, has been nominated as a school social media of excellence. And so we're hoping that we will win this award as well. I think we've done a magnificent job at enhancing how we communicate to our community, whether it is video messaging, whether it is text messaging, whether it's through the app, whether it's through social media, whether it's through our website. And so it's duly noted by someone who thinks that we're doing something great here. I also want to share with the board as well as the community, well, the board knows, but I'd like to also share with the community where we are with the repair reserve. I know that there are still some questions, what's going on, and have the work been approved. I am very, very pleased that a portion of the work has been approved, and that is the work that is to be done at Highview Elementary School, which totals $167,000 of the $700,000 pool, as well as work to be done at Woodlands High School, which is about $184,000. Just to offer further clarification, the work to be done at Woodland High School does include the stair treads, the small gym floor, as well as the small gym pads. And at Highview, it is the PA system and the exterior steps, as well as the gym floor. Now that this work has been approved, we continue to work with our architects, and we're hoping that we can actually get started with the work before Thanksgiving. We'll keep you posted as to where we are. But 2 of our projects have been approved, and we can't wait to hear about the others. I just want to share a few other announcements with you. I want the community to know that 20 of our middle school girls will be involved in a project that is sponsored by the American Association of University Women in conjunction with the New York Department of Environmental Conservation and Manhattan College. The young ladies will travel to Tibbetts Brook in Van Cortlandt Park and conduct data analysis, which involves water and insects. We were actually contacted by AAUW, and they selected our school district in Westchester County, and so I'm really proud that our girls will have this exposure to STEM, and I'm really also proud that our school district was selected. This will take place October 13. On October 27th, we will have our second annual STEAM career fair, and that will be held at R.J. Bailey Elementary School, and so we're excited about that. Please remember that our school district will again participate in the American Cancer Society, making strides. We have a team here at the Greenburgh Central School District that will convene at Manhattanville College on October 15th. Our team ambassadors are Marian Nangle and Victoria Stellato. Should you need more information or you would like to join our team, please contact any one of those ladies. Their email would be their first initial with their last name at greenburghcsd.org. They'll be happy to make you part of our team. We want to show a strong support because this is a horrible disease that we have to help to eradicate. Please remember to join us for homecoming next month. I just want to make sure that everyone does understand that the Woodlands Middle and High School changed the bus pickup time. I want to make sure that everyone is clear. We changed the bus pickup time because what we noticed is that with the former pickup time, the students were arriving a little bit late. And we want the children to maximize their opportunity to have breakfast before class and get to class on time. We understand that it was a little too tight in time. So we wanted to be very mindful of that, that the children do need to have access to breakfast as an option, and we want to get the kids in on time. We are proud to say that because we have changed the time where the buses will pick up the children 10 minutes earlier, that the kids were able to come in to Woodlands Middle School today, be offered breakfast, and to arrive at class on time. So kudos to the high school, middle school for changing the bus times, or for at least having the vision to change the time so that the kids will have ample opportunity to engage in what they need to do before going to their first period class. But I want to reiterate again to parents, 10 minutes earlier than the scheduled time that they received at the beginning of the school year. And that is to allow the students to start their first period on time and to have access to breakfast. And I say access because I realize not every child partakes in breakfast. I talked a little bit, as I answered Mrs. Jones's question, about an event that took place today, and this was one of our first events of the school year. I have to tell you, at every school, the representation of dads, granddads, uncles, mentors, pastors, deacons, friends, firefighters, police officers, EMS, men in general, significant males in the lives of children was absolutely overwhelming. And it was actually a little touching today. It was beautiful to watch this. You know, I know the value of dads in the lives of children. You know, even in my age, I still value the relationship I have with my beautiful father, and I'm very thankful to have that relationship with him. Today, I watched men engage with their children that I wish the whole world could see, because it's not often that men get the credit for being great dads. Today, we celebrated great men. Today, we celebrated men who stepped up to the plate, whether they were biological dads, spiritual dads, foster dads, didn't matter. They were everyone's dad today. I watched men go into classrooms of children who were not represented by a dad who became the classroom dad today. I just want to take this moment to thank the men of Greenburgh, the men of our extended Greenburgh Central School District family for a job well done today. This is something that the world should see. I believe we exceeded our numbers from last year. And men, we don't always take our hats off to you. You know, it's always the moms who were there, but I saw a show of men today that is absolutely noteworthy. Congratulations for a job well done, and thank you for participating in our third annual Dads Take Your Child to School. It was remarkable. So community, let's continue to support our school district. We are truly moving toward world-class status. I'm very, very proud of the work that we've done, and I'm even more proud and excited about the work that we will continue to do together. Let's keep it positive. I think we can all poke holes at the things that are wrong in our school district. But what I'm going to need for you to do is to help us spread the word about the great things that are happening in our school district, because there are more great things happening than are negative. And if there are gripes and issues or grievances or frustrations that you may have, pick up the phone and call an administrator, because it could be a misunderstanding or it could be something that we can rectify easily. I met a lot of new families today. I met a lot of new progressive families who want to join us in moving this district forward. They don't want to hear the negative rhetoric. We had families that told us that they've heard those negative things from people and they totally disregarded and sent their kids here anyway. And the word they use, Laser, my kids are happy, right? You were there. We heard it from parents. We have an obligation to keep kids happy and to keep families happy in the school district. But we all have to have the elevator speech when people ask us about Greenburgh, that Greenburgh is a progressive place and they are moving toward world-class status. And I think if we're all saying the same thing, we can kind of stomp, if you will, the negative rhetoric that will always be there and continue to highlight the positive. We do a great job at airing out our dirty laundry, but let's do an even better job in showcasing all the things that are positive about this school district. I know one thing, I'm proud to be the superintendent. I am proud to have served you all for the past 3 years, and I look forward to serving you for the years to come. And I also look forward to when we can finally say that we are truly a world-class school district. Have a good evening, and thank you for your support, and I look forward to seeing you all community members at our upcoming events.
Thank you, Dr. Chase. And I believe that also covers the Assistant Superintendent for Business report. And that leads us on to committee reports. Do I hear any? Are there any committee reports?
Yes.
Antoinette?
Yes. A short report for the Governance Committee. Members of the Governance Committee met via conference calls. We discussed the school board committee policies, developed a draft, shared with the board, and at this time it has been forwarded to legal for review. And that ends my report. Thank you.
Other committee reports? Make sure your microphone's on.
That's a good idea. So the Facilities Planning Committee met on September 11th. Mr. Newland was appointed committee chair. Board members of the committee included Mr. Newland, Mr. Warner, and myself, Ms. Maris. The committee changed all meeting times to 4:45 p.m., which will immediately follow the Fiscal Planning Committee. The committee discussed savings that we achieved for bringing plowing and salting back to the district. A discussion was also held about the status of the high school boiler and the necessity to replace it. The committee also discussed limiting the use of facilities. However, it was determined that we need to review our current policy and our guidelines first. The committee also had a tour of the mansion, which included walking on the various roofs. We were able to see firsthand some of the issues that we need to address. Next month, we will be touring the high school. I also have a Fiscal Planning Committee report.
Go ahead.
The Fiscal Planning Committee met on that same day, September 11th, prior to the Facilities Planning meeting. Mr. Newland was appointed committee chair. The board members of that committee included Mr. Newland, Mr. Warner, and again, myself, Ms. Maris. The committee changed all future meeting times to 4 p.m. The future meetings will be posted. The committee reviewed the district goals and the business office goals. The committee reviewed monthly topics to be discussed at each of the meetings for the year. In October, we will be discussing the budget calendar, grants, tax certs, and the district's 5-year projection. All topics will be posted on the website as well. We discussed the year-end audit, which went well, and that the auditors will attend the audit committee meeting in October. That's the end of my committee reports.
Thank you. Are there other committee reports? The first meeting of the Community Engagement Committee will be next Monday, September 25th at 7 p.m. at Lee F. Jackson. All are welcome. Next item on our agenda is approvals. Now, we have a couple of minor changes. For item, Ivy, please take note. For item E12, please table Academic Challenge, Esports, and East African Culture Club. Table Academic Challenge, Esports, and East African Culture Club. And for item E13, okay. E12 is Academic Challenge, Esports, and East African Culture Club. We're tabling them for approval later. Then item E13, there's a description at the end. It says, I think, just math. It should read math and ELA. Okay. Okay, for instructional personnel items, we're going to pull out item E5 for a separate vote. So first, we'll go over the other personnel instructional items. Do I hear a motion to approve the instructional personnel items presented to the board for approval this evening with the exception of item E5? Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Item E5. Do I hear a motion to pass item E5? Do I hear a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Abstentions?
I abstain.
Good. Non-instructional personnel items. Do I hear a motion to approve the non-instructional personnel items presented to the board for approval this evening?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Board action items. Do I hear a motion to approve the board action items presented to the board for approval this evening?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Finance items. Do I hear a motion to approve the finance items presented to the board for approval this evening? Do I hear a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Business items. We're going to pull out item I-13 for a separate vote. Do I hear a motion to approve the business items presented to the board for approval this evening with the exception of item I-13?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Good. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Abstentions? Item I-13. Do I hear a motion to pass item I-13?
So moved.
Do I hear a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Student services items. Do I hear a motion to approve the student services items presented to the board for approval this evening? Do I hear a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Abstentions? All good. New business. Does anyone have any new business they wish to present to the board at this time? Tracy?
I just wanted to talk about my experience as a high school liaison.
Go ahead.
Thank you. So I attended the high school's back-to-school night on September 14th. Right here in the cafeteria, they had a student barbecue. They also had a PTA meeting that was very well attended. Mr. Smith, who's the high school principal, did an excellent job of engaging the parents and the families. He was joined as well by Ms. Jackson and by Mr. Holland, who are also administrators here in the middle high school. I went to the different floors here in the middle high school and met with some of the teachers, as well as the parents and families. Everyone was very happy with the program. I think they did a schedule similar to what the children go to school. The parents received a schedule, and they would go to each class that their children would attend to meet their teachers. All of the teachers, as well as the staff, seemed to know the children already, even though it was the first few days of school. The hallway monitors were Key Club kids who were also very well, had a lot of knowledge about the school and the program. So it was very well attended, as well as everyone was very well informed. And I just wanted to let you guys know that.
Thank you, Tracy. Does anyone else have any items of new business?
I attended the Hartsdale Neighborhood Association meeting. It was a pretty productive meeting. Their focus was on Hartsdale Day. They are really hoping that the community will come out. I know that there was a request for the school district to support it in some manner, and the person who is in charge of it did say that she did reach out to the school district in regards to that. So just looking forward to people participating in Hartsdale Day.
Thank you, Antoinette. Does anyone else have any items of new business? Do I hear a motion to adjourn? Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? We are adjourned.